Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are partway through this recovery mission here. Now, we've already cut our way through most of the enemy mechs. This is an 8 skull mission and the toughest that we've done yet. They've got an awesome here, and they've got a longbow here remaining. However, I have a sneaking suspicion that once we capture the target zones, another lance is going to land. So that's why I put a cut in previously. Also, you may notice our Mad Cat has taken damage. That's all from our Annihilator. Our Annihilator almost annihilated our Mad Cat. Yes, I said annihilated.
Onward.
That is very close to what happened. We're going to fire our artillery out at this longbow. We want to eliminate it as quickly as possible. That's an okay armor reduction. And we're going to be through portions of that longbow's armor quite soon. So that's good.
Yep.
Our Corsair is going to continue to advance on forward, although there's not... that was not where I wanted to go, but I guess we're going there. That's not very forward, if I'm honest.
Hey.
The Boar's Head is going to step up over here.
Okay, let's go.
We're going to continue to hit that longbow with our artillery.
Hope this is enough.
We've now penetrated its armor, and that is
Standing
beautiful. Our Annihilator is going to move up over this way. That's fantastic. Okay. Phase 26. Their Awesome is going to shoot at our Mad Cat. That's okay. It can do that as much as it wants.
Light damage, Commander.
We're not concerned unless it's hitting the rear arc. That's the only arc that matters right now. The Mad Cat is going to advance forward over here as quickly as it can. And they have their second Awesome over there that's not really doing too much. Our Mauler is going to join our Mad Cat Mark II in advancing.
I'm here.
Excellent. And our Bull Shark is going to move up and continue to hit that longbow. We have penetrated the armor on it in the rear. But I believe that was also a frontal penetration of the armor there. But we didn't get anything really... It's in the arm. His armor is super low, though. There's no doubt about that. So the Battle Master is going to move up over this way and join the Salamander in fighting the Pretty Baby. Excellent. Enemy longbow moves up into the fire, fires on our Salamander, and gets no damage. I love it. Even though our AMS didn't do very much, that's still great. The Corsair is going to sprint up over this way. And the Boar's Head is going to step up and look for the kill on that longbow. We are running out of sniper artillery and arrow 4s, so I'm going to save it.
Engage.
I'm still pretty sure there's going to be another lance. So we're just going to fire the LRMs there. The Annihilator will move on up.
Here we go.
And let's see what the Salamander gets for LOS over here, if it gets any. It does not, and so it will just chill here and sink heat. Cool. So we're closing in on the facility here. And the longbow will be going away quite shortly. Another 8 damage to the Mad Cat Mark II. I don't care.
Minimal damage on that hit.
It can do that all at once.
Waiting
So the
for
Mauler is going to continue to advance.
going full throttle.
Cool. The Awesome is backing off over this way. Sure.
Ready.
Not hugely in favor of this, but the Mad Cat Mark II will close on in. The longbow closes in a little bit too. Fires at the Salamander and gets a number of hits there. But I believe that will be either the last or the second to last salvo that longbow fires. So we're going to move up with our Corsair. We're not firing, so we're not concerned about being in the fire.
Good to go.
And our Battle Master is going to move up as well. We still don't quite have an LOS on that Pretty Baby, but it's got to be very close. Certainly next round.
I will be
Our
done.
Bull Shark will continue to advance.
Moving to position.
We're going to drop a Long Tom on this longbow. I'm going to stop firing the LRM, though.
Firing.
That's a solid hit. That longbow has basically no armor left at all. The Annihilator will continue to advance over this direction. And they're just kind of hiding behind the hills right now. So the Salamander continues to move up. Doesn't quite get LOS on that Awesome. I was hoping that it would this round,
Hey.
but no such luck. The Boar's Head is going to move up, and it's running low on ammunition as well. I'm going to toss one more round of listen kill ammo over towards that longbow.
Right. That
And actually, he just ejected. Or got knocked over and pilot incapacitated? I think he got pilot incapacitated.
waiting for
Cool.
orders.
So the longbow's out of here. The Madcap Mark II is
Run, don't
closing in on that awesome. Next round, it should be able to attack it. The Pretty Baby moves and fires on the Mad Cat. Gets 5 damage. Sure.
I'm showing minor damage.
Indeed. The Awesome just kind of runs around aimlessly.
What do you need?
Our Corsair is going to advance up over this
Bugging
direction.
out.
We're starting to get very close over here.
Receiving
Our
you.
Mauler is, of course, moving to back up the Madcap Mark II,
Let's move.
as is our Annihilator. Both of them are a ways away.
Waiting for order.
Okay, the Battlemaster can move up over this direction. We still don't quite get an
Full
LOS.
speed.
Sad. He's just... Oh, that really feels like that should be an LOS there. That feels like that should be an LOS. Okay. Well, I guess it isn't. But it really should be. This is an LOS, though. And it's the best we can do. And we can only sort of protect our right side here. But that's okay. We're going to Warlord this, and we're going to fire on this guy with AX rounds. He has a lot of armor left, and we're going to hit him with everything we've got here. Well, not this medium laser.
I got you.
Structure exposure there.
Critical hit.
That's excellent.
Keep an eye on my heat, Commander.
Okay, so the Bull Shark is going to move up over here.
I'm your
The Bull
Spaniard.
Shark, I think, is going to hit the Pretty Baby. We've still got 10 rounds of Long Toms, so we're just going to go ahead and fire that. That's not a great shot, but we got some damage in there. The Boar's Head is, I think, going to go into ammo conservation mode for right now, and we're just going to move on up.
Standing by.
Okay, so the Annihilator is going to work on closing in over
Going to
here.
Full throttle.
Cool. So phase 24, they get to move the Awesome. They are going to be able to respond with their Pretty Baby over here before we can,
Commander.
which is a little bit unfortunate, but our Madcap Mark II moves up
Confirm.
and can now fire on this Awesome. Our hit odds are maybe not the absolute greatest, but let's see what we get. It's okay. We got a decent amount of damage in there. Now let's see what the Pretty Baby does. Dips out of LOS and turns his back to us.
Waiting for orders.
An interesting choice, to be sure. The Mauler
Let it go.
closes in. I thought I had it sprinting, but apparently I didn't.
Yes, boss.
The Battlemaster is going to move up and go for the rear
then.
arc on this guy. Okay. We'll Warlord that. That was a lot of rear arc damage to that Pretty Baby.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
I like it.
Yep.
The Salamander is not tremendously capable of getting into the rear arc due to its heat.
Order acknowledged.
We're going to fire our last round of ATMs into its rear arc and see what happens here, but I'm not expecting a huge amount.
Firing.
We got an engine crit there. Something, I guess.
Critical hit.
Okay.
My long-range missiles are out.
So the Bull Shark is going to move up over here, and at this point the Long Tom is much more valuable, hitting the Awesome over this way to strip armor off.
Feel my wrath.
Decent amount of armor, but a kind of crappy shot, so not amazing. The Corsair is not able to get into LOS over here. It'll just sprint up.
Commander.
And let's move up the Annihilator here. That was not exactly where I wanted the Annihilator to go, I'll be honest. But it's fine.
here.
The Boar's Head is again in ammo conservation mode because I'm expecting another Lance.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay. So they're shooting at the Mad Cat. That's fine. We don't hate that.
Lot damage, holding firm.
They can do that all they want. The Pretty Baby gets to move now, and we'll see what it does. It turns, fires on the Battle Master. That's fine. We don't care about that. That's completely and totally okay.
Yes, Commander.
At this point, the Madcap Mark II is going to move through flames, but we're going to step forward up over here, and we're going to fire the MRMs at this awesome. Our hit odds aren't the best, and we're going to have to be a little careful due to flame heat, but we're going to go ahead and strip some armor off of this guy. Excellent.
Heat damage. Damn it.
The Bull Shark is going to move up. We have 8 rounds of Long Tom left. We're going to fire on this awesome and see what we get. That's a direct hit. I like it.
What do you need?
The Corsair is, at this point, going to sprint up over here.
Let's move.
This hill is doing a lot of work for this pretty baby. There's no doubt about it.
Got something you want done?
The Mauler is going to close in over here, and actually it does get hit odds.
Understood. Moving fast.
I'm a little gun-shy about this because of the Madcap Mark II right there and what happened last episode with the rear arc stray shots. So we're going to hold off on that this round, and we'll fire on him next round. We're going to move up the Battle Master to here and get a nice side arc shot on the pretty baby. One of our UAC-5s is jammed, but that's okay.
Target acquired.
Got some damage there, but not really the crits I was hoping for. The Boar's Head is just sprinting up over this way in ammo conservation mode. And now the Salamander is hopefully going to get into Ooh, yeah, there is an LOS here. I thought there wasn't going to be one. I really did. We're going to be firing this in improved mode, and otherwise largely sinking heat, but I do expect that the pretty baby dies from this.
10-4.
And there we go.
Target down.
Fantastic. So, next up, of course, we need to move up over towards the awesome over here. That Annihilator just moves up a little bit. And now our Madcap Mark II is still running very hot here. And this will do just fine. Structure exposure there, and took out a clan double heatsink. That's not bad. And got a knockdown on him. How far is that? How far back is that going to reserve him? Down to phase 21. Okay, so the Mauler can swing out over this direction.
Location confirmed.
And there's no chance of stray shotting the Mad Cat. Here we've got a clear shot. Eliminate that awesome.
Roger that.
Or miss both of the heavy Gausses on like 80% hit odds. That works
Watch my
too.
heat. I'm taking damage.
So the Battle Master is going to start sprinting up over here, and actually the Battle Master gets an LOS on this awesome as well. I love it. There's a torso destruction. And an ejection. Perfect. So that is all of the defenders down, actually. Well, we should be exiting combat after this round, and the Bull Shark is just going to sprint up over here.
Got it, Commander.
Now, we know where our evac point is going to be.
Understood.
But we also know that we haven't won yet.
Hey.
The Boar's Head is going to close in, and we're just looking to exit combat right now. We don't want the Madcap Mark II to be the one to pick up one of the guys. That would not be great. The Salamander moves up. And the Annihilator does as well. The Annihilator would actually be a good choice to pick up the Operative. But that'll take a while to get there. Okay, so we're exiting combat. That's perfect. Now we can move much faster. And the Bull Shark is just going to advance up over this way. The Corsair coming up over here. The Corsair might not be a bad choice to pick up the key.
Acknowledged.
And those guys will sink their heat so that they can move faster starting next round. Excellent. The Boar's Head would actually be a good target to pick up the Operative as well.
Let's move.
We'll see who gets there first. It'll probably be the Boar's Head, though.
On my way.
And the Salamander would not be a great option, nor would the Battle Master, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll have the Boar's Head pick up the key, I think.
Acknowledged. Understood.
And the Annihilator is going to move up. The Mauler could also pick up the Operative if we wanted to.
Roger that.
Salamander will just park up here, and the Battlemaster will move on by. Okay. So the Boar's Head can move in here. Where is our evac point? Maybe going to pop in soon. Okay. So we're going to move up,
On it.
and we're going to go for the secondary objective
No
as well.
On my way.
Salamander just closes on in. The Battlemaster can head up as well.
The asset is in hand, Commander. Good
Okay.
work.
So the evac zone is right here. Sounds good. The Boar's Head is going to move up,
Okay, let's go. I'm walking here.
and the Annihilator is as well. We haven't seen another force drop in. I am still expecting one. I'm going to actually use the Battlemaster to pick this up.
The secondary asset is in
Oh,
hand.
we did wipe out the
Ready for
Op4.
retrieval.
I actually didn't expect that. I did expect a third lance. Okay, so the most damage that we took was the damage that we dealt to ourselves. We are our own worst enemy. Perfect. So, I feel like that may have been representative of a 8-skull mission. They had some decent weaponry and they got some through armors, but mostly we did the damage to ourselves. But all things considered, that wasn't too bad. That's not a great payout, necessarily. I'm not sure how positive we are, but we always knew that that wasn't going to be a fantastic payout. We are going to get some salvage, but the compensation for this mission was never great. That was never the reason why we took this mission. We could take awesome parts, we could take Emperor parts, we could take longbow parts, and that might not be a terrible idea. Let's take a couple longbow parts, and I just want to check through here, make sure there's nothing that we really, really want. No, I think we're mostly okay there. Okay, so we got a few extra parts there. An ER large laser that we don't need. And a clan ER PPC, we'll keep that one around. A standard SLDF, FCS, okay. Heavy jump jets, hard pass. Standard fusion engine, we don't need it. And Deadfire LRM ammo, get out of here. Excellent. So, we're not really expecting that we're going to turn too much of a profit, right? We got 543,000. I'm not expecting that it's going to cost quite that much to get our mechs repaired, but it's probably going to be around 300k is my guess. It's going to be up there for sure. But man, I was certainly expecting a third lance. If I had known, I wouldn't have put the cut in, but here we are. So I guess we can do our prep work and get our repairs done and just be ready to head out on like a 9-skull mission next time. The 8-skull felt super doable. I don't know how representative of an 8-skull it was, but I'd like to continue to bump up the difficulty until we run into things that are very difficult. 190k, that's actually 100k less than I thought it was going to take. That's really not bad. Okay, so repair-wise, of course the Madcap Mark II is going to take a while, and the Orion is as well. I do want to hop into the Mech Bay since we've got a little time here, and take a look at whether we can get a... longbow online. I would like to use the longbow to replace the Orion, and that would be a 10-ton gain for us, so that would be great. Quad LRM-20s would be amazing. I know the stock for that last one was quad LRM-15s. I don't know how realistic LRM-20s would be for a longbow, but we can take a look, and that's a 12R there. So that's got the 4 missile hardpoints compared to the OW2, which is just a Omni, I think. That might be better for us. I can't ready that one, though. Yeah, we have to go with the 12R. So we should not choose OW2 parts, if we can help it. We have to. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and get that done. That'll be fine. Okay, so the longbow is good to go. Excellent. Now, what do we want to fit it with? That's a good question. We'll hop over into the Mech Bay, and we've only got 7 million C-bills to work with here, so that's definitely a concern. Like, we're going to be spending quite a lot of money on getting this guy repaired. Just hitting that is almost 1 million C-bills. We can drop the case here. We can drop the LRM-15 and all of the LRM ammo for the time being. We can drop the heavy jump jet, and then we can max out that armor. Cool. So, stock, this was running an Engine Core 255. So, one of these bad boys. Okay. Now, looking at the hardpoints, they're pretty spread out. I would like to put in LRM-20s. Like, that would be ideal. Or an ELRM-20. That would be also interesting. The tonnage differential there is extreme. The Zeus would be a little better. We could make this into an Aero 4 boat. If we could figure out some way to make this quad Aero 4, that would be amazing. I don't think that that's an option. How overweight would this be? Yeah, I don't think this will work. I mean, we could see. We'd need to go with, like, heavy ferro. We would have to go with, like, clan endosteel structure. And we're already out of slots. So, yeah, this isn't really going to work. We'd also probably need an XL engine to make this happen. So, slot-wise, there's no way. We could do Tri-Aero 4. That is something that we could certainly do. Drop the XL engine. Put in the heavy ferro. Put in the endosteel structure. And then we'd need just ammo. We could drop down from a 255 to, like, I don't know, something like a... Well, currently this is 3 and 4. What would a 200 be? That would drop down to 2 and 3. That's probably fine. What with this being an Aero 4 boat? That's probably okay. Now we're going to require external heat sinks. We're running standard heat sinks right now. And our heat efficiency is not great. That's for sure. I don't know how realistic this really is. I do think that the quad LRM-20 is realistic. This gives us 50 tons to work with right here. So if we run the quad LRM-20, then we're going to run like the ELRM over here. We're going to run then an LRM-20 Zeus. And then we're going to run the 2 LRM-20s. Like that. Now, that heat efficiency is not as bad, actually. Interesting. Ammo-wise, we're going to need a lot of ammo. What do we have for, like, double ammo? There's some generic LRM ammo. We could put in, like, 4 tons of generic LRM ammo, like that. And that would be more weight efficient. We could, however, also put in something along the lines of a couple tons of Artemis 4 ammo. It does require Artemis 4, but we would put that in anyway. So we would put in like a clan cockpit. And heat is going to be a concern. That's for sure. Heat is absolutely going to be a concern. We would want to put in at least a recon sensor. We would probably want better sensors than that, but that could do for now. And I'm sure that we have an Artemis 4 FCS here. I'm absolutely certain of it. Yes. So an Artemis 4 FCS, like that. That would allow us to then put in 2 tons of Artemis 4 ammo. Like so. Now we're slightly overweight. We can drop this back, and heat is still a major concern here. A major concern. Now, we're required to have 2 external heat sinks, and we can also swap this, in theory, over to clan double heat sinks, which will boost our heat efficiency dramatically. That is a big improvement. The clan double heat sinks would do that. That's not amazing, if I'm honest. That's 24 delta heat. We could just turn off an LRM 20. That's 16 heat. We'd actually have to turn off 2 LRM 20s to sink heat. It's concerning. The heat level of this is still concerning. We could drop our engine core maybe and put on more heat sinks, but we would also need to drop off the endosteel structure or the heavy ferro. The heavy ferro would actually be more efficient to drop off. I mean, we could put a light engine in. That's not worth it. That is not worth it. Okay, so we would need to drop some weight here for sure. And for that to happen, we'd want to, like, drop down our engine core. Even that's overweight. Yeah, I don't think this is really a great concept here. The main problem... The main problem here is that we have too much heat. The LRM-20 Zeus is 16 heat. The ELRM-20 is 36. We may want to drop the ELRM-20 and just go for a standard LRM-20. And maybe even drop the Zeus as well. We could go for something like this. Now, if we had clan LRM-20s, this would be amazing. That gives us 4 tons to work with. So that means that we could drop the heavy ferro, but we would be out of weight at that point. We could drop the heavy ferro down to simply a clan ferrofibrous, though. That would give us 2 tons to work with, and we would be able... We're actually much better on our heat now. If we drop the Zeus... I don't want to drop the Zeus. But if we did, then we could theoretically do some work there. But I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to call this good on the heat efficiency, and we're just going to put in a pair of good old-fashioned ER medium lasers. These are not intended to be fired most of the time. They are purely backup weapons. We can put this armor back on, like so. I think it'll work. It's certainly going to do a lot of long-range damage. I would prefer to run, like, the... I would prefer to run the ELRMs. Or just Zeus's across the board. But heat-wise, that's a bit of a problem. Now, this heat efficiency is deceptive because of the ER medium lasers. We are not planning on firing those most of the time. So we're going to do this and see how that ends up going. That's intended to be a replacement for the Orion. And we're kind of doubling down on the LRM component of the Orion.
On it. I'll let you know when
Excellent. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode... we're going to get these repairs done. We're not going to wait for the longbow, but we're going to get these repairs done and otherwise be ready to head out on a 9-skull mission. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.